What's up, everybody? This is Johnny coming at you from Uila Motors again, and today we're going to be doing a brief overview of what's been going on for these past couple months. I know I've been away from the YouTube game for a little while. Haven't posted a video in a bit, but man, I've been busy showing off this bike and just getting everybody familiar with what electric motion is all about. And big news, since the last time that we posted this video, basically we have a partner. So right now we are working with the one and only Hawaii Rides in Wahiawa, Oahu, and they are going to be the co-dealer for electric motion. So you'll be able to see electric motion in the store soon as a bike on display. You'll be able to talk to the people there. You can hit me up anytime you want at Uila Motors on Instagram or uilamotors@gmail.com. You can hit me up anytime to ask me questions, but Hawaii Rides will be the retail space for electric motion, and we're very excited about that. It's great for the customers overall. It's great for me because we have full exposure of this bike whenever their hours are open, and also servicing and parts will be able to be received from them as well. So you have a very reliable source. They've been in the game for a long time, and we're very, very happy to be working with them. As we go over the bike today, basically all the parts that we have put on this bike, as far as accessories to tweak it and get it to where we want, was picked up at Hawaii Rides. So whatever you see that we're going to talk about, besides the OEM parts, which I got from France, but will soon be available at Hawaii Rides, have come from there. And it's a regular stocking item. Nothing was special ordered for me. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Check it out. And like I said, stay tuned because we've been doing some crazy things with this bike. We recently did a hill climb. All you guys familiar with Novice Hill? To my knowledge, it's the first electric bike to conquer that hill, and very, very excited about it. And I want to say I'm very proud to say that it's the first, but I know it's not going to be the last. And we're just very happy to be a part of it and to have great partners and also a great community of riders who have been very, very open and just very positive and loving the bike. If you haven't tried it, hit me up and we'll do a demo ride. But with that, let's get into it. Aloha. And let's start from the bottom up. So going over again, what we have the IRC Gekota tires. So these are the IX09W tires, Enduro. I've said it before in a previous video. This is basically a trials compound. It's a 2-ply sidewall, 2-ply carcass. So it's very, very, very soft. And the knobs, as you can see, very gummy. Being that it is gummy, as you can see here, and the bike is not clean because I like to show a bike that's ridden. This is not a princess bike. As you can see, the knobs are kind of worn down. I wore down one side and then actually flipped the tire, and I started to wear down the other side. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna try to get a retreading tool, and see if we can knock off this edge and get some more grip on it. And keep in mind, guys, this is the first time I'm gonna attempt to square off the knobs. When I did the hill climb in a video that you've seen maybe on IG, if you haven't checked it out, when we did Novice Hill, this is the tire I ran. So not optimal. I mean, I know guys have done it with crazier, more chewed up tires, but just to give you perspective, I mean, this is the condition of the tire when I went up. And because of its soft carcass, and because I also am running the tubeless system on this wheel, because tubeless does make 18-inch wheel setup, I was able to run low pressure and get maximum grip. I mean, this thing pretty much wheelied at the very top of the hill. It was almost kind of hard to control it, and if you see the video, I kind of just jumped off the bike. I was pretty excited. But this thing has grip, and that is the one thing that most electric bikes, most popular electric bikes in the island don't have, is as much grip. Yeah, standard 18 wheel in the back. Okay, also you have this chain. Because this is a 110 100 by 18, I did need to move this whole wheel back to make way for the clearance on the swing arm. Typically the trials tire has a lot more space because the side of the trials tire the knobs don't extend the side of the sidewall. So this is a little wider tire, and what I was getting a lot of rubbing on the swing arm, which ultimately polished it up, and I wasn't too happy with that. So what I had to end up doing was actually cutting off the sides of these with a knife. I probably could have used that rethreading tool a while ago, but I just cut these knobs off with a knife, and you know, it kind of pained me to do that, but it gave me a decent amount of clearance. I would say a 1/4 inch of clearance, and now I have no problems. It's all good on both sides. I'm gonna experiment. The next tire I put on this will be the same IX09W tire, but we're gonna try a 100-100. The website said they had a 100-100, so we'll see if we can do that, and maybe I don't have to shave so much off the edge, if any. We'll see how much different that makes. All right, moving on. Because the tire needed to move back, the stock chain did not have enough links, so I just figured I would step it up and just change. So this is a 428 chain from Pro Taper. I just bought a Pro Taper chain just to replace it. Good chain. I didn't go with an O-ring chain because I did want less resistance. I mean, the O-ring chains, sometimes they're good. They're really good for sealing, and I know you don't really feel it too much on a gas bike, but with the electric bike, you know, because there's so little moving parts and the bike is so light, you can kind of feel the resistance difference. So I went with a non O-ring chain, and honestly, this is the only thing that I now need to maintain on a normal basis. I mean, everybody should be lubing and cleaning their chain every time, and I have to admit, when I was riding my gas bike, I didn't take much note of it because I couldn't hear it. I couldn't really feel it because the bike is just so much power. It just didn't really matter. But when you're on an electric bike, you can kind of feel, and you can definitely hear when this is getting dirty or it's not maintained well. So every time I wash the bike, I use cleaner. This is the Maxim one, and there's a bunch of different brands out there. This one seems to work great. Just leave it on for a little while, give it a good scrubbing, and then wash it off, and then follow it up with the Maxim chain guard. There's two lubes that Maxim made, but this one actually, I kind of like a little better than that paraffin wax base one. Seems to last a little bit longer when you use it, and even if you do a charge in the middle of your ride, also just give it a couple sprays and just lube it up. Goes a long way. All right, moving on. Boom. I just put this on. This is the S3 Hard Rock pegs. It's aluminum, super lightweight, very wide, both width and length. So it gives you a little bit more room when you're on the pegs, which you should always be, right? With these pegs, you can get a really good grip, maneuver yourself around, hang off the corner. I mean, these screws just give you maximum grip, and I suggest this be one of the main things that you try firsthand if you're going to change anything. So these are awesome. This is an upgrade. Also got it from Hawaii Rides, and suggest you guys grab some. Couldn't go tubeless in the back and not tubeless in the front, just because I wanted to give it a try. This is the IRC IX09W 80 by 100 by 21. So this tire also is great. Soft knobs, and it seems to be lasting quite a bit well. The edges are still square. I don't think I need to cut these at any reason. I mean, the front tire always lasts a little bit longer than the rear tire, but when it comes to doing you know, off camber stuff, when it comes to wet roots, wet rocks, these tires, I mean, you can run the pressure very low with the tubeless, and these things just grip. I mean, they're awesome. They're pretty amazing tires. Also, Trials tire style, 2-ply carcass, so it's very soft, very soft. And this is actually just pumped up just for demonstration, but I usually run them a lot lower than that. Yeah, we've actually put spacers up here, just regular steel spacers for our fender, just to get this a little bit higher because we've been dealing with some mud. And so far, even with the crazy Hawaii kahuku mud, it hasn't clogged this area. So this is just enough, and I put some SC1, like a lubricant under there. You guys all know what that is. Also made by Maxim, and that just kind of keeps some of the mud out, and you can just give it a hit and it pops out. But the tire will be encased in mud, but it won't get stuck in this bracket, which is great. So this is enough. I did have another picture where I put a enduro style fender on it, and I still have it, but I just need a better way to mount it. That's probably going to come up in the next video, or you'll see it for the next bike. All right, one of the last things that we did recently, actually we just finished this, was this stand mount. So when I put this tire on, what was happening was the knobby here was rubbing this spring, and it just couldn't work. Even though I cut the knobby away, it would clear the swing arm, but this spring was so close, it actually was hanging inside here, that it was constantly rubbing because of the knobs. So what I took it off, and I didn't have a stand for quite a while. I had to lean the bike everywhere, and you know, getting off to doing demos and stuff, it was kind of annoying. The stand does come in handy once in a while. So if you can see here, this is one of the mounting holes, the existing mounting holes for the stand bracket here, which is actually like a triangle. There's 3 holes here. So what I did was I made a plate here, and that plate not only holds 2 of the screws, which I threaded into this steel plate, but it also has another mounting hole here, which takes advantage of where this should be here. So there's 2 screws here, 2 screws here, mounting the plate to the the bracket to the plate, and then the plate to the swing arm. And then you have these 2 screws here, which are exposed up here but outside of the swing arm, and they mount to the plate. And these holes are threaded, or they're tapped, so this will actually screw straight into the metal plate, and it's very secure. It's not the most solid. I mean, it actually is pretty solid. I've crashed the bike and it still hasn't warped, so it's good enough for that. The stand is moved quite a bit forward, closer to the peg, which is okay because it still is able to extend all the way. And when it folds back, the rubber pad for the stop still engages, and it's still tucked away nicely enough so that it's not hanging off the side too much. It's still nice and tight up against that swing arm, so that when we ride, we won't get this thing caught on many things. So this is actually great. I'll have this is a version 1 of the plate. Version 2 hopefully will be a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner, a little bit more refined, and I plan on making a bunch of those. So anybody out there that wants to do this mod on their E-scape, or if they even want to put it on their E-Pure, you can pick up a plate from Uila Motors and mount your stand up without having to fuss and measure it out and cut some metal. That'll be a lot easier for you overall. Last but not least, we got this right here, custom sticker from Hawaii Rides, working with the EM. And we just wanted to thank you guys once again. Thank you, Hawaii Rides, for helping us out and picking us up, working together to bring the electric movement and the electric motion bikes to Hawaii. Can't thank you enough for the support. With that being said, mahalo guys. Hit me up on Uila Motors on Instagram, DM me, or you can hit me up at uilamotors@gmail, and we can do a demo ride. If you want prices, if you want a quote for these bikes, please hit us up. The 2021s are coming in. 2020s are no longer available, and if you haven't seen the 2021s, look up Electric Motion online, their French website, and you can see the new sleek, sexy design with the black frames. These bikes are just way better looking now at 2021, and we're gonna sell a lot of them. I mean, we've already pre-sold a bunch. So thank you guys again. Until next time, ride aloha.